look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Not up.
Currently, Jay-Z is not performing. He's after blood. Do you know who lit the fuse as well? 50 Cent. Obviously. In this instance, the tenacious athlete who has never given up may have gone too far. Look, 50 threw more than shadows it through fire. Their union as husband and wife. They are discussing hidden agreements, strange control claims, and leaked films that made people laugh. Every single thing. Does there exist a Queen Bee industry? And what if the outrageous tales of the 1950s were sparks of fact rather than smoke? This rap track isn't like the others. The matter is private. He's not going to ignore it any longer, Jay. He's immediately aiming for 50. Additionally, even though 50 has been urging the beast for years, he went all out this time. He did more than merely criticize Jay's music. Basically, he said that Beyonce is responsible for the man's entire career. It's an audacious move, following the throne. When I sat down with Andrew Schultz to record the Flagrant podcast in the 1950s, everything went wrong. The dude was, to put it mildly, not holding back. I talked with force in every word. Once again, after years of being on Jay-Z's neck, 50 Cent went too far.
Wow, so that's the deal.
Right, yeah, that's the deal. Like, the other ones didn't count as much as that one did.
Threw their weight behind the terrible podcast with Andrew Schultz, suggesting that Jay's power over Beyonce, not talent or hard work, is what has made him successful. That's correct. The foundation of Jay's wealth, according to 50, is not music but marital skills. To be sure, they joked about it. However, 50 wasn't joking around. Sincerely, he said, Jay hit the jackpot by marrying Bai. The wedding was not merely a romantic affair from the 1950s. It had been a planned move. With his image changed from Marcy Projects to Madison Avenue, Jay was able to get the boost he needed to become the ideal family man. And for him, that transformation transformed everything, opened opportunities, and enlarged brands.
When Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Not up.
Trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, this. If you look at this, you're like.
Don't worry if you thought that was crazy, though, since 50 wasn't finished yet. A video of Beyonce and Jay at a game, in which Ba appears to be inebriated, has been making the rounds online. Her eyes are just opened, and she is gazing into space. Fans, of course, would blame it on jet lag or exhaustion. It was much darker. In the 1950s, though, according to him, Bai wasn't simply exhausted. She had received it before the game. According to him, that was the true cause of her apparent drowsiness. And he extracted another clip to finish it. This Grammys performance only reinforces a theory, he claims. Have you seen the video where Jay-Z repeatedly tries to get Beyonce to engage in alcohol consumption? Like making an actual effort. He looks like this when she says no. There is more than just disappointment in that expression. Another component is involved. It's funny, very disconcerting. Why had that drink put him under such stress? 50 said it didn't seem like a moment of loving husbandry. It appeared to be within control. To be honest, some people are beginning to notice. Rather than being a true love story, Jay and Bai's connection is more akin to that of an actor and puppet master.
Y'all didn't hear the beat. I heard the beat, but then the beat went away, and she continued to rock and sway. Sometimes when you're a musician, if she been in the studio or whatever, the beat is still in her head, and you know she can hear the song, you know.
Didn't only come up with the notion. He's finally speaking up about what others have been muttering for years. This is when the darkness begins to grow. Few people are aware of Beyonce's purported early struggles. It was said that she was being handed to influential business people as part of the game before she even became Queen Bee. Is it sounding crazy? After that, proceed. Check out the UGG video of Bun B. As Bun revealed in her interview, UGG and Destiny's Child used to record in the same building. Pimp C considered simply introducing himself to the women, but it wasn't light-hearted. Beyonce's father, Matthew Knowles, however, had a different idea despite her smiles and fangirl enthusiasm. The reason he wanted Pimp C to date her was to increase his and Bianca's fame, not because he was in love. Items begin to accumulate. Bianca was buried as if she wasn't merely moving up the corporate ladder. They had been positioning her from the beginning. Not only did Pimp C foil Matthew Knowles' scheme, but guess who didn't? Jay-Z. It gets weirder from here on out. According to Jaguar Wright, Bey had extensive instruction for the position she has been playing for years. Are you thinking that's crazy? Give it a closer look. Bianca had everything: wealth, talent, beauty, and celebrity. Why did she go out with a man who had been placed on probation for knife assault? That's right. As one fan noted, when Lance Rivera was in his 30s, Jay-Z stabbed him in the music industry.
He didn't show up. He had like 20 now. He had like 18 since he's been down. He had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
He was sentenced to probation for third-degree assault in 2000, even though he entered a not guilty plea. The timeline is available right now. According to Bey, she began dating Jay in 2001 or 2002. Consequently, she became involved while he was his current probation is for stabbing a man. Following that, she wed him and had 3 children. Who actually does that? The majority of people wouldn't even text someone with that record again, much less spend the rest of their lives with them. It would have been planned if it wasn't just love. A bargain Jay struck with her father benefited both of their jobs. Where the real kicker is actually, at last, women in similar contexts rebel when they begin to feel confined. The Jayth risk was too great for me. Jaguar asserts that he had higher expectations than Bianca. Power was what he sought. Entire power. How was he able to continue? The rumors circulate that he may have given her drugs.
There's something so intriguing about that couple. Like, even though, like, it makes it more interesting because you don't know what they were talking about. Like, are they having an argument?
Can we reenact it and let's see what they were talking about?
Now, I told you I wasn't about to get any popcorn now. I'm just tired. I'm flawless, and I'm tired, Jay-Z.
What about some juju beads? I like juju beads. They
I mean, yeah, I know, but it ain't about that right now.
Whoppers. Well, if you don't do it, I'm gonna put you where Solange is at. You can't even see her.
Oh, really? It's like that now? Okay, so let me...
In light of what transpired with Diddy and Cassie, it does indeed sound like a conspiracy. Doesn't the entire Bianca and Jay-Z idea seem less improbable all of a sudden? Furthermore, it's more than just rumors. As time has gone on, more artifacts that provide clues about Buz's purported activities have emerged. One stands out in particular and is crazy. It refers to a star who has all of the following: fame, good looks, a loving spouse, gifted children, and extraordinary international success. But according to some, a classic chemical supplies the energy needed to maintain equilibrium. Despite the craziness of celebrity, she has one thing that keeps her going. That source claims that it used to be merely an occasional occurrence but is now a regular requirement.
There's a lot of our guys in there. There's a ton of Rap-A-Lot guys in the building. And Destiny's Child is recording in another room in the studio. Okay. And so Pimp goes in, they're like, Destiny Child over here. He's like, oh, I want to meet them. They tight. He goes in and he introduces himself. And I guess Beyonce was kind of taken aback that she was meeting Pimp C. Again, this was before Destiny's Child was a worldwide phenomenon. And so he comes back in the studio and we're recording and hanging out, and Matthew Knowles comes in and he asks Pimp, can I talk to you for a minute? And so they leave out for a couple of minutes and Pimp comes in and he's dying laughing. And we're like, what's wrong? He's like, yo, Matthew Knowles just told me to f his dog.
Disaster scope surprised even those who were closest to it. Her product surprised folks, even though they knew she was cool with cannabis. Perhaps that isn't so shocking though, considering her context. Jay's history is well known. He began his hustle, which included dealing in the streets. Furthermore, there have been allegations about Bianca's own family. When discussing coping strategies and background stressors, they are essentially in one statement, saying, "It's way more than just old stories." Faison Love referred to Jay-Z's past drug use. That still plays a part in the story. People would consequently consider it unfortunate if Bianca also became involved in such a situation. Some persons may state the entire thing had been scripted. Because of his openness about his past, Jay-Z is used to it. In an uncommon interview with Oprah, he opened up about his past haunts, the Marcy homes. It was not hyperbole when he emphasized that survival there was truly a matter of life or death.
Saying the success is derived from the marriage.
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolade. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones, because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
You were connected to the biggest.
Jay got it for the music.
What? Jay got it for the music. Now he see, you didn't see, Mister, he deserved those. Those shit happens like this, right?
In the 1980s, when the crack epidemic struck neighborhoods, 13-year-old Jay began selling narcotics to make money. At 11 years old, Jay's father had dipped out. His admiration for the street vendors on the block was similar to that of many of the children in his neighborhood. As Jay once remarked, you had to operate with integrity on the streets. If you broke your word, there were repercussions. Instead of going to court, you would have to deal with him directly. He discovered the rules there. Sincere devotion. No excuses. The twist is this, though. As others say, Jay already knew the precise plan if he truly intended to control Beyonce. It was near where he grew up. He witnessed the potency of toxins firsthand. He could see how people were physically and mentally imprisoned. The second query is whether any evidence genuinely supports any of those theories. This is where things start to become a little unnerving. Body language specialists have shared their thoughts over the years, highlighting some peculiar circumstances. This picture of Jay and Bey strolling together looks ideal at first glance. However, something isn't adding up, according to Blanca Cobb, a body language expert from North Carolina.
Trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough, because she could start
would feel more natural to walk side by side, she added. Rather, the space, the energy, and the attitude all imply control over ease. In one picture, they appear to be gliding through time as their lower bodies move, in perfect synchrony. On the surface, it looks beautiful. Beyonce's smiling even though Jay-Z's hand on her might be preventing her from moving forward a bit. Her expression warmed. She has no stiff toes at all. You just need to say, I understand. You. Be near, although a little strange. It's not totally incorrect. It's just another one of those things where you just smile and continue. A lot of discussion is then sparked by another photograph. Just one glance told fans that something was wrong. Specialist in body language, in her view, Blanca Cobb was equally direct. Jay's not holding her arm at her back or waist. Near her neck it is. That isn't romantic. It is clearly awkward and possessive. Cobb, here's how I would describe it. Choosing to pat your partner's back instead of touching their neck sends a message. Even if it's not always violent, control is the main goal. Contact of that kind turns uncomfortable. Not that Beyonce leans in at that point. You are not treated the same way by her. She's twisted in her face. Her body was a bit twisted.
Relationship was a business relationship, financial, to get to the top, to become billionaires. There's no love.
There is one thing that is certain, even though her appearance does not convey her exact feelings. A sense of ownership is communicated by Jay's body language. Some may find it wonderful that Jay-Z treats Beyonce more like a property than a relationship, but more and more fans are arguing that it's giving something completely different. And Bey's response to his touch doesn't exactly comfort. According to Blanca Cobb, a body language specialist, Jay is the one that is constantly reaching out and petting. That's how he expresses his affection. She's just putting up with it. Though, sweetheart, their marriage, according to Cobb, was not doomed. She did raise the alarm, though. Things cannot be judged by pictures alone. When one individual contacts the other frequently while the other answers infrequently, it is revealing. That's precisely what's going on. Bey merely lets things happen and never matches Jay's intensity. Considering her power, fame, and self-reliance, why wouldn't Beyonce show her affection for the man she considers her spouse?
Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. She's been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way. Y'all wish it what you wish it. to stay.
The relationship may be more complex than it first appears to be. The reason might be that she never really had a voice in the first place. She was bought by Jay, some say. It was only a crazy rumor until the true shock came when someone from within finally spoke up. Her previous bodyguard. This man wasn't just an outsider guessing. He was there to witness it all. There were real whispers, he said. He supported the assumption that she was using drugs and asserted that he and Jay were lawfully married. It becomes quite spooky here. Ronald was the former bodyguard of Beyoncé who revealed all the behind-the-scenes information. He's gone now. A few months ago, he was making shocking announcements online. Then it's gone, poof. There was only silence, no warnings, no goodbyes. Moreover, fan theories are becoming excessive. According to certain theories, Ron might have passed away mysteriously. According to some, he fled because he knew too much. He was singled out because he spoke the truth. Additionally, considering his remarks regarding if Jay-Z's alleged control techniques and Beyoncé's drug use were real, someone would undoubtedly want him to keep quiet. What's even more absurd is that when you look at other stories, his statements don't seem that preposterous. By taking too many 5-hour energy shots, Beyoncé allegedly poisoned herself. According to one music producer, she was up for more than 40 hours, attempting to record 6 songs in a single session. Most people would have slammed the brakes, passed out, and gone home, the producer remarked. But not you, sweetheart. Just go on, she said. She was already deeply hypnotized, although her body pleaded with her to quit. Towards the session's 3rd track, Beyoncé didn't even stir when the producer said that he himself needed a pick-me-up. Shooting as if nothing had happened, she continued. Dedication was not enough. The level of survival mode was completely different. Additionally, it portrays a person repeatedly pushing themselves past their breaking point. Do you know what happened next? The producer was shocked by Beyoncé's overreaction. After the recording session, she began arranging a trip. She felt ill. She pushed it over the edge in a crash. Following the news, some followers applauded and referred to it as next-level hustle. Is that not commitment? However, when you take a step back, a whole new picture emerges. It demonstrates that Bud doesn't hesitate to push herself to the limit and is prepared to use medications to achieve her goals. Supporters disagree, with some arguing that she's simply accustomed to that never-ending grind. However, medical professionals believe that years of pressing and dosing have damaged her neurological tissue. She now needs it in order to survive. Well, that much is obvious. This marriage has far too many red flags. 50 Cent is asking the kinds of questions that no one else is prepared to ask explicitly. Does Beyoncé feel under pressure? Would Jay-Z be the next to silence 50? Is that, in your view, unrealistic? The list of well-known individuals who abruptly left the spotlight following an altercation with Jay-Z may have escaped your notice. However, what do you think? Please feel free to share your ideas in the comment section below. To see more incredible breakdowns, click like and subscribe. We have a lot planned, so don't forget to ring that bell.